Hi everyone, it's Vicky. Today I'm going to be showing you the making of this lovely Making Spirits Bright card. So just a quick bit of what I've done to start with. I've used some of this tonic paper pad, it's a mirror card pad, just to do a 1/4 inch border. Unfortunately I can't remember what the other pad was. I then cut the circles out of this Lawn Fawn stackable stitched circles dies. Getting a bit obsessed with them, not going to lie. This is the Annabelle Spenceley Making Spirits Bright stamp set, which is the one I'm going to be using for today's card. So I'm going to take the biggest circle and the main image from the stamp set, and I'm going to load that up onto my block, and I'm going to be using the Memento in Tuxedo Black again, because I'll be using my tri-blend, which you can just see to the side. Trying to make sure I get a good coating of ink on there. Obviously I want to try and get the image as crisp as possible, using my stamping mat just to give me that extra little bit of cushion for the pushing, so I can get that nice crisp image. Again, I'll clean all my stamps and everything at the end once we're finished recording. So I'm going to have this at double speed, so you're not completely watching all the crazy colouring. And again, I like to make sure I have some paper behind it, just for... it's meant to be good for it. So I'm using the dark red shades for the hat and the dress for this little character. It's quite a cute play on a traditional looking image, I think. As far as I'm concerned, it's a really pretty one. I'll probably give this to my auntie because I think it's the kind of image she would really like. So just pull in where I think shadow would be. So, you know, that's usually where creases are in clothes, or where one piece is behind the other, or where your head's kind of in the way slightly. With the way this works with the tri-blends, I'm trying to just do one section at a time, because obviously they are alcohol markers, so it's best not to do all the dark red then all the medium, because you need to try and keep the ink wet for it to blend. And as soon as you do put the alcohol marker onto paper, it does start to evaporate the alcohol out and start to dry. So obviously the faster you can go between the different layers, the better it tends to be in terms of getting that nice smooth blend. I do think this is my favourite red for colouring Christmas scenes. I just think it's a really pretty shade of red. It's nice and bright and Christmassy, so it does make me feel quite happy when I'm colouring in it, I'm not going to lie. And then I remembered there was the second ruffle. It doesn't take me too long to do this little ruffle underneath there, so just bear with us while I colour that section in for you. I'm hoping you're enjoying the Christmas series so far as well. I am going to do one card with each of these Annabelle Spenceley stamps. I did perhaps maybe order the tri-blend brush markers, so I'm going to save the one with the reindeer until I've got those, because that'll be great for the fur. Next I'm going to do the bow, so that is in the gold yellow blend. So again, just where the bow ties would probably be particularly dark, was where I went with that one. I did start to panic ever so slightly that this goldy yellow colour might clash slightly with the hair, or they might be too similar to the colours I'd picked for her hair. You'll see when I do pick up the hair colour next, I do a quick little test splotch, because I did suddenly think, oh my gosh, if they're too close I'm going to have to change my plan. I was about to put that away, then remembered that there's the little lantern. I only used 2 colours for the blend for that, because it's such a small space and I wanted to keep it quite bright rather than the dark side, and I think it came out quite nicely. So I used the gold brown shades for her hair, and that's me just testing that it would be dark enough to kind of counteract. Anyone that saw my last video with these stamps, when I was colouring in the redhead, you'll see that I tend to, when I'm doing hair, just to try and get an even smoother blend, I'll put a full base of the light shade down before I go back through dark, medium and then light again, just because I find that this gives me a slightly better blend when I'm doing hair. Just to have that base layer of the alcohol, I think it makes it glide a bit smoother. And I think with hair, to me, it seems really important to make sure that blend's extra especially smooth. I was a little bit worried about the red blend when I've started watching this video back, but as the alcohol's evaporating, the blend's looking nicer, so I'm pleased with that, because I was sure when I'd finished watching, like looking at the actual image, it looked great. So yeah, I think it's just one of those things. I think you automatically panic when you put your work out for other people to look at, that it's not going to be as perfect as you would like. And I am a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to things. I don't like the idea of things not being just right. So as you can see, I've gone in with the lighter shade, then dark, medium, light again, just to blend that out. And I think some nice colour on that hair. Then she is having the Fair Skin blend for her skin, obviously. Obviously, face is a sphere, so darkest around the edge, fading to lightest in the middle. Not that much face to actually do, so that's not too bad. Obviously, her hands, I did the same colour. I did debate making them red as if she had gloves on, but I thought I'd just go with the hands for this and just use a 2-colour blend because it's such a small area. Alpine greens for the leaves on the holly around the lantern. I do really love that shade of green. I think it's a beautiful Christmassy green. It's probably going to get used on quite a lot of the outfits, I'm not going to lie, over the festive season. So that was that bit in there. And then I'm just finishing those. I think I need something for her shoes. Sorry, I forgot about the shoes. So I just used 2 shades for the top of the lantern. Just again, small area, and then just a 3-way blend out for her little boots. I do really like those boots. They're very Victorian looking to me, I think. So they're just a nice quick little blend out for those. A little bit of extra colouring going over the stitches, but I kind of like that the bottom goes out of the stitched line on the die cut. And then I decided to pop a little bit of ice blue, just the lightest shade, in her eyes, just to give them a little pop. Otherwise they look a little bit plain. I think it does look nicer with them in, if you can just see. I think I just did a dot around where the pupil was. I then decided, spur of the moment, to use my Quickie glue pen to glitter up all the fur. I was originally going to use that little glitter, but then I remembered I had a slightly more iridescent looking one that was a bit bigger, and I didn't know how much I was going to need, so I thought, better yet. So the Quickie glue pen goes on blue, so you can see where you're going. So I just do this section by section. I felt like patting it down just to make sure it definitely stuck in nicely. You can still see the blue through the iridescent at the minute, but that obviously it does dry clear, so that blue will fade. The other good thing about doing it is the fur, it doesn't have to be completely perfectly covered. It's more just an effect, really, than anything. So yeah, so just bear with me while I glitter up all the stuff. I'll put the glitter back into the pot a couple of times just because it gets quite hard to work on as the paper becomes more and more covered in glitter. But I do like the effect that the glitter gives it, and I do think with a Christmas card you need a little bit of bling as well, just to give it that little extra detail and that extra interest. So between the mirror card and a little bit of detail in there with the glitter, I think it just adds just the nice amount of Christmas cheer to it. And I think it works really nicely on the fluff. I think it's probably going to happen on all of the cards I do, using these stamps that have got little fluffy bits on. I also just had the thought that I might do the reindeer's nose red and make him into Rudolph, and do that with some glitter as well, because, you know, it's Christmas. Why not? That's the last of the glitter on there, so the Quickie pen can go away, and just get rid of that glitter out of the way. Bear with me. I do like these glitters. I got them on Amazon. I think it was about £8, and I got 24 pots that size in loads of different colours. Well worth a little look on Amazon, just if you're feeling like glittering up. Just needed to do a quick clean to make sure the glitter was off the table for the most part. And then it was time to stamp the sentiment while that dried. So I'm using the Making Christmas Bright stamp on there, and you'll notice my faux pas in a second. I put it on the wrong way, realised it was all black, and had to quickly clean it off and turn it back over to the right side. I do that every once in a while, but it's really quickly evident when you've made that mistake because it just looks like a black ugly mess. So that's the sentiment done. I decided not to heat emboss on this one with the glitter being on, which is why I just used the Memento again. So you can see the glitter shimmer in there, I'm hoping. And as you can see, it is dry and nicely white behind it now, so you can't see the blue. So I decided to pop her up and the sentiment up on foam pads. So I'm just going to quickly stick some of those down onto the back of her. They kept coming up in bunches rather than just one at a time. The glitter is going to go everywhere. The entire house is going to be glittery by the end of Christmas, I think. And it's only the end of August. Oh well. So I just get the backs off of those pads. And I'm popping her in the bottom left-hand corner. Like so. Trying to stick her down without touching where the glitter is, just in case it needs a bit longer. And then some slightly smaller foam pads onto my sentiment. And peel those off. And that's just going to go in the top right hand corner, just get it straight. And there we go. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.